A bill which would allow people to openly discuss their salaries without fear of being punished by their employer has passed its second reading in Parliament and may become law. Currently, employers can use gag orders written into contracts to keep salaries secret. But the Labour Party members' bill will stop them being able to enforce those orders. Labour MP Camilla Bellich introduced the bill. I spoke to her a short time ago.
So some New Zealand employees have these gag orders in their contracts. This bill would mean that if people did decide to talk about their own pay, their personal information themselves, then they wouldn't be able to be disciplined by their employer for doing that.
Why do you think that this is a bill that's time has come?
Well, I think there's increasing awareness that transparency in pay helps to alleviate things like unfairness and discrimination. So this type of legislation is actually relatively common in overseas countries, and in those countries we see one of the benefits of it is that there's more fairness in the pay that is made available to people, and any unfairness can be addressed directly with the employer. So I think there's a realisation that we've had gender pay gaps for a long period of time, we've had ethnicity pay gaps, we have pay gaps for people with disabilities, and one of the ways that we can tackle those types of pay gaps is through having greater transparency in pay.
Yeah, let's look at the gender pay gap, because we know that's 8.2% at the moment, but in the financial and insurance sector, for example, it's nearly 30%. So will your bill reduce that disparity?
I think the bill will allow people to have the conversations that may allow them to take action which would reduce that disparity. So this bill is very much a first step in relation to addressing those concerns. I think there are arguments, and we did hear at Select Committee in relation to this bill, arguments about how New Zealand does need a pay transparency regime, and we've obviously recently also seen cuts to pay equity in New Zealand too. So those are really important steps to addressing discrimination, but this bill allows every New Zealander, woman, man, whoever you are, to talk about your own pay without fear of repercussion. So it's a bill that really should help all New Zealanders, and if there is unfairness, it should allow that to be more readily discovered.
Just finally, do you think you can get it passed into law?
I really hope so. I was really pleased to see it pass its second reading, but I don't take that support for granted. So I'm open to having conversations with the parties that voted against it, and of course hoping that the National Party will continue to support it. The Labour Party on our side, we're very committed to seeing this passed into law as a step to try and remedy some of those pay issues, pay unfairness and pay discrimination that we do know exists in New Zealand.
Okay, well, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for your time today. Labour MP Camilla Bellich, tēnā koe.